Hey guys, what's going on? Today is Sunday. It's the 22nd of August. We are playing in the Pioneer Challenge, which is one of my favorite things to do on the weekend. And we are playing, no surprise to anybody, Rakdos Pyromancer. It's a little different than the last, which is one of my favorite things to do on the weekend. And we are playing, no surprise to anybody, Rakdos Pyromancer. It's a little different than the last couple lists we played. This is the most recent 5-0 list. I believe in my list I was playing 22 lands, and now the new lists are playing 24, and they're playing one Duress in the main and two Go Blanks. And they have cut a Young Pyromancer, a Dread Horde Arcanist, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what else they've cut. And I have went away from the Heartless Axe to play Dreadbores. I don't know if that's correct, but this is what everybody was playing. So this is where we're at. The sideboard's pretty interesting. 3 gifted, 8th or more, and I assume for any kind of like aggro matchups or things you want Death Touch in. More Go Blanks is good. Farika's Libation. Um, I assume you want. I assume we'll know what we want that for when we get there. Magma Spray is just a great removal spell. More Dreadboard, more K Command. Soul Guide Lantern's good in a lot of matchups, and Damping Sphere is also really solid. So I feel like that'll be pretty good against the Ascendancy combo decks and things like that. So all right, round one. This hand's pretty good. We'll keep this. Our opponent also keeps 7 cards. Alright, let's take their Thoughtseize so they can't look at our hand, and then we'll find a way. We'll have to play through 2 removal spells, and then we'll have to find a way to beat a Rankle. Next turn, we can play Pyromancer and then play Village Rites when they go to remove it. Clicked on the wrong thing. So they have a Heartless Act in their hand. Draw a couple cards. Hopefully we get some gas going here. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but pump up the jam, get busy. Okay. Alright, I like it. So they have Fatal Push, Rankle, Unknown in hand. Okay. Well, this isn't exactly going how we'd hoped. We've drawn a lot of lands here, and this is what we were afraid of. Like, we haven't really drawn much interaction, and it's kind of like the issue that we're having so far. Alright, cool. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna need these cards to be pretty good. Dang. Alright, well that was pretty tough. We didn't draw a single removal spell. Yeah, that's a pretty tough scene. Okay, so definitely don't want duresses. Thought seizes seem okay at best. Really don't want discard against them. We just want to push the tempo against them and kill their stuff. We'd rather play reactive, I think. Play that tap, say go. And then next turn we can play Den of the Bugbear. Dread Wonder, okay. Something tells me if they had the Fatal Push, they would have played it. Play Aetherborn, say go. Okay. I was like, let's start picking their hand apart. Leave them with not that many options. I mean, that's really where we want to be at. Okay, Murderous Rider. Okay. So even doing that doesn't really change anything. I feel like we really just want to get going here. I mean, yeah, let's Croaks to them for a third time. This is how we win. I mean, honestly, like we just like Croaks them to death. Being able to like pick their hand apart is like really good.
They didn't do anything, so they must like they have to have a rankle in their hand, I'm assuming. All right. I don't know if they even really knew what we were gonna do there, but clearly they didn't want to be a part of it. Yeah, I think we want to stick with the game plan of just kill all their stuff. Like, I don't really think there's a reason to have thought seizes or anything. Like, Go Blank could be good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we could snag 2 cards in their graveyard and stop their recursive threats. But at the same time, like, I don't think it's worth bringing in. Like, if they have an aggro start and we don't have interaction and our hand is Go Blank, like, we're just dead. This hand's really good. We're gonna keep this. Mana needs to line up a little bit for us, but let's try to start saving as much damage as we can here. Alright, let's run this big guy out so he can get Fatal Pushed. Or Heartless Act. No removal spell. Okay. Another Aetherborn Sego. Now we do have the Dreadbore for the Rankle if they slam it here. Okay. I mean, are they gonna each player sacrifice as a creature? Hopefully we draw an untapped red source here. Hmm. Attack for 2. Make a token, make another body. I mean, we're going to force them to have a lot of removal because if not, we're just going to gain a bunch of life off of the gifted Aetherborns. Yep. Wondering, I mean, he chose to draw last time. Each player discards a card and each player loses 1 life and draws a card. So we'll discard Croxa. Like, he's obviously trying to find something here. Okay, that was pretty good. That plays to their strengths for them. Alright, what is this thing? Becomes a 3/3 creature with menace. Exile target card from attending player's graveyard to still a land. So costs 4 to activate. Get busy. I mean, the lifelink is pretty relevant. Like, Gifted Ether 1 has definitely carried its weight in this matchup. We're going to serve up 4 here. Okay. So if the only thing they have is lands to discard, we do have them. Hey, they did only have lands. Let's go. Alright. That worked out better than I thought it would, I'm not going to lie. His hand was pretty awkward, so we were able to I don't know, like I think the reactive plan here was like what really was what hooked up was what worked out for us so well there. That was pretty good. All right, well, that was match 1. It's going to be a few minutes, but I will see you guys for match 2. Thanks. All right. So it's time for round 2. We're 1-0 in the challenge. Excuse me. Playing Rakdos Pyromancer. So beat up on Mono Black Aggro round 1, and now we're gonna see what we get round 2. Sorry, I'm watching this guy play to see what he's playing. He's playing a card called Brought Back, which I've never heard of. So I don't know. It's an interesting. Looks like a pretty interesting card. All right, let's go. Let's have a go round 2. This hand seems pretty good. We're gonna keep. I mean, there's nothing really insane about this hand, but we have mana, we have cards. Stitcher Supplier into Dreadhorde Arcanist is generally pretty good because we normally flip over something good. Our opponent's on a mulligan to 6, so there's that. Village Rites and 2 lands, okay? Given the option here, we will block with the... We might double block here, honestly. Nah, I think I'd rather just wait and do this and force them to have an answer. Okay. Alright, let's see what you're working with. Our opponent concedes. Interesting. Etherborn seems good here. Dreadbore. K-Command also seems good here. This is a matchup where we do not want Thoughtseize. We don't want Duress. And I don't know. I mean, Go Blank seems okay. But I think we would just rather be on the proactive plan, like to kill your stuff, like kind of plan. And plus, you know, like Thoughtseize on turn 1 isn't bad because like even on turn 2 or flashing one back on turn 3 with Arcadus isn't bad because you have that option of picking their hand apart. But the problem is that way our deck is set up, we want the games to go long, and so you don't want to end up playing a bunch of games where drawing Thoughtseize on turn 8 is really bad. Okay, we're going to keep this, especially since our opponent mulligans. We have back-to-back removal spells into Croxa, claim Croxa, so... Okay. Den of the Bugbear is a pretty solid draw. Probably going to lot up the stage here if I had to guess. Soulscar Mage, okay. Destroy target artifact, deals 2 damage to any target. Well, alright, this has been really good for us so far. Gravedigger's Cage number 2 is pretty annoying, I won't lie. I mean... Okay, so we need a K-Command. Den of the Bugbear is going to be pretty good here, actually. Yeah, Den will be pretty solid here. Players... Creature cards and graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Yep, so there's no point in doing anything because we can't... we can't actually cast anything or do anything with them. Okay. Any of our creatures getting to do damage to this is good. Because it means our Magma Spray will get to kill it on the backside. Wonder what's in their hand. Okay. I thought it was Lightning Strike for whatever reason. I don't want them to draw another one. So I'm just going to go ahead and run out this and put our Arcanist back into play, and then hopefully next turn we're able to... Alright, our opponent concedes. Okay, so, I mean, we had a pretty good, like, game one, they didn't really do anything, and then game two, like, we drew pretty well. Like, their hand wasn't bad game two, but, like the Rakdos Arcanist like Pyromancer deck preys upon decks like that. Like when they have a bad draw or stumble just a little bit, which they did multiple turns, we destroy decks like that. So, all right, well we've had a couple of quick wins. Yeah, all right, cool. Well, we'll be back for round three. All right, round three is getting ready to start. We are 2-0. We beat up on Mono Black Aggro, and then we beat up on Mono Red Aggro. So pretty good start with 69 players. I think there'll be 6 or 7 rounds. I'm not sure. I think it's only six rounds with 69 players. So hopefully we get a win for round three. All right. This is the first round. We have to be on the draw, but that's okay. This hand's really good. We're gonna keep this. I mean, the only way I see this hand not being good is if they just start like applying pressure from turn one and we just kind of like can't stop it. Let's take Shacklegeist. Yeah, that's what they have. And then next turn we can shock in, play Kroxa, play Botanical Sanctum, play Selfless Spirit more than likely. Yep. Stack up the triggers, see what we get. Bant Spirits is an interesting matchup. It's not always an easy one, but they're pretty on the fence about what they should be discarding here. Okay. So they discard a pathway. They have a land, a company, and 2 unknowns. We're going to go to 14 here. Shacklegeist, okay. So we go to 14 here. Okay. Okay. Hopefully they like pill a land here or something. Like a lord is the worst possible scenario for us. Turn target creature card. Nope, target player discards a card and it deals 2 damage to any target. That's fine. Oh, man. Oh, that's the thing about being on the draw against the Spirits deck. Like, when you're on the draw against the Spirits deck, there's just not much you can do about it. It's tough to catch up from there. Alright, so we want Magma Spray, K Command, Dreadbore. Honestly, feel like we want these two. We do not want Duress. Really feel like we want Go Blank. We can probably just cut the Pyromancers. They don't do that much. Like, they're just ground threats that just kind of get ran over, honestly. And Thoughtseize is okay because I like being able to pick their hand apart. Like, this is one of those aggro matchups where I need to be able to take their hand apart, in my opinion. Guess we can cut one and try it that way. I mean, I know Gifted Aetherborn doesn't block any of their guys, but it is a death touching lifelinker. Like, so if they like decide to block with it or do something like it, just kind of starts picking off their board, honestly. I think we want to do it like that, where we cut a claim and we actually have an all the Thoughtseizes. I think that's better. Our opponent must like really be deciding what they want to sideboard here. Alright, we get to be on the play for game 2. Well, we have no land, so we're going to have to mulligan. Keep this, put a supplier back. We don't really have any like removal spells, which is not where we want to be. But I think this hand can turn into be something pretty good. So our opponent's on a mulligan to 6th, which does help us. Thoughtseize, Dreadbore, Pathway. Alright, the best thing we could probably draw here is a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Vulnerability, you draw a card. Okay, that's interesting. I've not seen Spirits playing that card, but it does seem like a pretty good card for them to play. Our opponent's debating whether they want to use Mausoleum Wanderer for this, and honestly, if they do, I'm kind of okay with that. Okay, sure. I'm willing to trade a Mausoleum Wanderer for that. Because they're going to play land on the blue side, I imagine, and play this Archon of Emeria. Okay. Okay. So the last card in their hand is a land. Alright, well, we're doing it the hard way. We haven't hit a third land yet. Just pretty disappointing. I mean, all things considered. And if we hit a red source, we're kind of able to go off here. I mean, not like really go off or anything, but like we're able to like make a play, like do something. We're just gonna six here. There's no point in bluffing anything. Portable hole, get rid of our Etherborn. They didn't play their land, which I'm questioning. Because we know they have it. Maybe they don't know we know. I mean, they should. So the last card's a Spell Queller. It's not bad. Now they just pilled a Lord. Yep. Alright. This is how we lose to this deck. Because our opponent draws absolute nuts like this. Like, every time I've ever lost to the Spirits deck, it's because my opponent draws exactly what they need on the turns they need. Like, and it also helps that we're stuck on land. Like, we're stuck on lands here on 2. We don't even have a third color. Oh. There's nothing we can do. Like, I don't know. I still think it was right to take the Collected Company there, like over the Archon. Like, this is the annoying part about playing against Spirits is that when they draw like an extra land or a random one card here or there, like they lose every time. But now there's nothing we can do because we're just gonna die. Yep. All right. Well. I also didn't know they were playing Shaper's Sanctuary, so I just kind of got by that card, but we'll be ready for that card next time. It's an annoying way to lose, but it is what it is. All right, thanks for hanging out. That was round 3. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, so round four is incoming. We are 2-1. We beat Mono Black Aggro round one. We beat Mono Red Aggro round two, and then round three we lost to Bant Spirits. Bant Spirits is a tough matchup. The way the new version is set up is not set up to beat it really well because Go Blank doesn't do a lot against them, and I don't know, like it's just one of those matchups. Like you either get the edge quick or you don't. Our opponent also drew pretty well, so I mean, there's also that. Like, oh, all right, we are back on the play for round four. Hi and good luck, opponent. So yeah, we can't keep this. This feels pretty good. We can keep this and put a blood crypt back. Yeah, I'm gonna lead on pathway. Lead on pathway Thoughtseize. Our opponent keeps 7, so we're gonna keep ship a blood crypt. We're gonna see what our opponent is up to. I don't have a companion, so take Woe Strider. We'll leave them with everything else. He'll probably play Bloomy Marsh and a Goose if I had to guess. Oh, they're gonna play a Llanowar Elf. Okay. Young Pyromancer can be really good in these matchups because it really just like clogs up the ground. So Priest into Goose. Go ahead and put Luris into our hand. It's not a great play to make on turn 3, but it's kind of where we're at right now. Okay. Yep. All right. Turn 3 Bolus of Citadel is not bad. Well, all right then. Okay, so this allows them to gain a bunch of life and go off. Puts one card on the bottom. Puts one card on the bottom. Priest, so they lose 1. Very good possibility I'm just dead here. Okay. Even if they don't kill us this turn, they're mounting such a board that it just doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Well, game didn't really go the way I'd hoped. Let's look up Bolas' Citadel. I'm not sure if they actually have to cast it. I'm not sure how that works. If you cast a spell this way. Okay, so I think Damping Sphere helps us out here. I don't know. Feels like we want a lot of stuff here. Cut a Village Rites. I guess cut a Thoughtseize. I don't know if this is right, but this is what we're doing nonetheless. Alright, we'll see what happens. Castle Lochthwain in the mountain's just gonna get us, I think. I think this hand's just too slow. Yeah, this hand's good. Keep this. Put the swamp on the bottom. There's 24 lands. There's a pretty high chance we draw a land in like 3 draw steps. So, or I'm sorry, 2 draw steps, I guess. No, 3. Yeah. I'd like to have Fatal Push up here in case they play a Dork or something. We just want to be able to keep the board clean. And say go. This is the kind of draw we're looking for against this deck. No. We are gonna play the Pyromancer here. I'm gonna see if they wanna actually do something. Okay. Always yield. Yep. Thought sees you. An Overgrown Tomb and a Pathway in their hand. Now, they did get to eat one of our Croxes, but Croxa isn't really going to be the game plan this game, I don't feel like, so. What we have on the board is really what we're looking to do here. Make a token, get in for a bunch. I mean, I say a bunch, like 6, but we're going to put Luris into our hand. And Sego. We still have Fatal Push active if we need it here. Yeah, the meeting our Croaks is pretty annoying here, but let's make another able body here. Curious to see what they block. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. Play Lyris. Play Dreadhorde Arcanist, Sego. Yep. Back-to-back Wostriders is pretty good. Yep. I guess the removal spell kills me here. Not something I'd really considered. Because I'm going to go to 6. We're both going to go to 6 during their draw step. And then if they draw like a, I don't know, a Heartless Act or something here, I'm just dead. Something I hadn't considered. Okay. It's really all about what he discards here. If he held onto a land, then let that trigger hit the stack, and then I can make him discard and then return my Croxa. That actually doesn't seem like a bad line of play. Target player discards a card from a graveyard to your hand. Target player discards a card. So return this, they discard. And I make a token to block with, so they don't get to play unless they drew a Collected Company. Like Collected Company's the only instant speed thing I know of that they play, and I get to return this to my hand. And I don't think they get to gain life or anything either, because there's nothing to there's nothing to hit with it. That puts you to 3, and then you have 3 blockers. So okay, perfect. Because then they can't. All right. So that was a close one. We ended up getting out of that one, but it was close. Like I understand why would we want it, why we would want it, but I don't think we do. I think we'd just rather have Claim to Fame back. Policies is worse on the draw, so yeah, I don't know. I like this. It seems better suited this way. Now, if they kill us with the Citadel again, then we'll know that it was a mistake. So they're mulliganing, and we have a removal spell and a good blocker, so I'm going to keep this. Opponent mulligans to 5, so that's a pretty decent start for us. Not to say they can't win on 5, but it is a good start. With a good draw step from us and then being on 5, we might be able to come out of this one. Gilded Goose, okay. Fatal Push that. And then next turn we have Citrus Supplier and Village Rites. Alright, play both of those. Say go. Hit some stuff we would have liked. Would have liked to have seen a Croxa. Saw some stuff right there we would have liked to have seen in our hand. But okay, Catacomb Sifter's pretty good. And they do gain a life. They didn't play a land right there. Put Luris into our hand and say go here. Because I'm okay with blocking. I mean, I'm actually really okay with blocking here if they attack. Gives us a better chance of hitting a Croxa. Okay. Catacomb Sifter number 2? Sure. They go to 22 off of that. They get busy with that Innkeeper. Okay. Well, we're going to play that and say go. They're not really doing anything to make us feel like we have to attack or get the pressure on here, so we're just going to kind of wait back and see what happens. This feels like Mayhem Devil. Okay. Now, they are going to get to ping something, which is fine. I'm okay with that. They want to ping our citrus supplier. I'm actually quite okay with that exchange. Cool. Let's hit a Croxa, please. We hit Croxa. Cool. And really good removal spells. So, unfortunately, we cannot have it all here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I think we're starting with an attack here. I'm really curious to see what they do here. Okay. It's really good they get to scry like that. Scry to the top both times. Okay, so they found a land. Okay. Alright. I know they get to keep scrying, but I mean, there's not a lot we can do about it besides that. Like, yep. Get rid of a land, a land, a land, a land, and a land. All 5 lands. How about that? Worked out pretty well. Now we really get to start putting the pressure on here. How did they scry a minute ago? Okay. How do they scry? Bottom, bottom. Okay. Hopefully they just hit like a land or something. I don't know. Like, that's what we want them to be hitting, but always yield. Is collected company. Alright, that was the one thing we didn't want them to have. They only hit a Woe Strider. Okay, that's pretty good for us, all things considered. Puts a card on top. Okay, that's not good. Let's get busy. Sorry, my sister's running around the house. I don't know what she's doing. Play Gifted Aetherborn as I go. I mean, we have a pretty good board set up here. Like Mayhem Devil's the thing that I think that scares me the most here. Yeah, maybe not scares me the most, but I mean, I don't. They can do some cool things, but so if I do that and then play Fatal Push, I don't have access to that. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot I can Fatal Push here because of, I mean, like most of their deck is 3-drops, so it makes it a little awkward. He can do some things here, but or our opponent can do some things, but they don't have a ton of options here. So I mean, I don't know what they're. Okay. And I imagine they go after our Lurus. They're going after our Lurus. Yeah, I was like, or they're going after one of our Etherborns. Okay. They scry to the bottom both times. Then they scry to the bottom again. Imagine they're gonna sack, yeah, one of the Catacomb Sifters, kill our Lurus. So I mean, maybe we should have played the Etherborn from the graveyard beforehand. They scry to the bottom again. All right, make another token. Fatal Push that. Oh, they 6 there. They F6'd. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. All right. Well, we ended up sneaking out of that one. Worked out pretty well there. Felt pretty good to win that game. It felt like a game we might not win, honestly. So felt pretty good. Their mulligan to 5 is honestly what won us that game. That and I feel like what was some pretty good technical play. So, okay, well that was round 4. We're 3-1, trudging on. Thanks for hanging out. All right, time for round 5. So we beat mono black aggro. We beat mono red aggro. We lost to Bant Spirits, and then just now we just beat Jund Sack, Jund like food sack, whatever, however you want to call it. Um, and it was a really good match. It was a really good game. So right now there's 5 4-0s, and we are in 10th. I think we need to win our last two. I think we need to win both of our last rounds to make top 8. But we'll see what happens. It's been a pretty good day so far. Hi and good luck. We are on the play. Ooh, our opponent also has a companion. Wonder what it is. More than likely it's Yorion or. Yep. So considering it's Yorion, I think this hand's pretty good. We're gonna keep it. Double Thoughtseize is really good against a Yorion deck. Basically anytime. We're gonna use our Fabled Passage to get a swamp here on turn 1. And then we're gonna lead on Thoughtseize, then we might play Supplier to try and get stuff going. Or we might just double Thoughtseize them to see. Alright. One top, one bottom after scrying. Okay. I'm actually just gonna let them have this here and see what they do. Because if they attack, we block Fatal Push to Spellbinder. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We get a Fatal Push to Spellbinder. We should probably save that for something better, honestly. Save the Dreadbore for something when we might need it. I think it's better to do that and just get in for 4 here. We're just, yeah. Because we know they have Watery Grave and 2 unknowns, so. And we can still play our Village Rites at any time. Enters the battlefield. You may search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, and then shuffle and put it on top. Okay. Treacherous Blessing. So they have an unknown and Treacherous Blessing on top. Yeah, we're gonna make a guy and get busy here. Play this and chip in for 3. I mean, Treacherous Blessing draws them 3 cards, which tells me that this is Doom Foretold. Well, at least that's what it feel like it should be telling me, is that we're playing against Doom Foretold. 3 cards in hand. We don't know any of them. Whichever one they block, we're gonna Village Rites. Okay. So we can kill that and make him discard. Because I don't really see a point to returning a supplier. This Yorion. Okay. What are you gonna do here? Scry 2? Okay. Scries 2 to the bottom. Draws 3 cards. Okay. Yeah, we generate some value and we get to keep drawing cards. Huh. just gonna say go. I mean, we'd really like to see a Croxa here, honestly. Oath of Kaya. Yeah, they go to 10, then they go to 13, kill our Pyromancer. Okay, which is fine because we get to make them discard and then get our Pyromancer back. Okay. Scries 2 to the bottom and then draws a card. Alright, so now we can kill that and get back our Pyromancer. Okay, they go back to 11. And we can't cast anything right now. Yep, take 3, go to 8. Play Den of the Bugbear. And we're gonna say go. Probably gonna go upstairs. Scry 2. Alright, we're just getting outvalued here. This is gonna be one of those times when we want all of our go blanks. Scries 2 to the top. Man. Return target creature card from your graveyard, deals 2 damage to any target. Return this, kill this. I mean, if they counter it, like, it's probably just game, because we're just gonna have to, like, discard our... It's like, we'll have to discard our Luris. Yeah, I don't see us getting out of this anyway. Alright, yeah, this one's over here. I mean, they had infinite card advantage, and we were 35 cards in and never saw Croxa, so I mean, there's not much we can do about that. Target opponent sacrifices a creature, target opponent sacrifices an enchantment. So Fatal Push seems bad, just initially. And I think this is all we want. Like, we cut Fatal Pushes and we bring in Go Blanks, Dreadbores, and a Dreadbore and a K command. We just try to Thought Seize them and grind them out here. Like, I mean, three go blanks. We're definitely gonna pick their hand apart. I'll say that. Like, we are gonna pick their hand to shreds this game. Hopefully, we can find some pressure to back it up with. We're gonna lead on Stitcher Supplier here. I want to be able to. I don't know. I just want to put pressure on the board. I just want to start going after him. Yeah, I mean, we're taking the damage to do it here, but take Spellbinder. Hopefully we draw a land here and we can go after him. Because now we have Kroxa to back it up. We just really want to go land here. Are you drawing to Charming Prince? It's a good draw step. Scry 2. Puts 2 cards on top. Okay, land. That is very disappointing. Man, that sucks. Have fun, brother. I mean, sure, you get a go blank. Alright, well, we're going to try and do something here. Doesn't matter which one goes on the stack first. They'll probably pitch their Yuri on here if I had to guess. Yeah, I was like, they probably want their 4th land. Go blank might have been better there. They get to search for an enchantment? Is that what it says? Enchantment card. Put that card on top. Okay, so they have a Treacherous Blessing on top. Okay. Okay, take 6. And their last card's Blessing. They're going to slam it. Oh, we got to make them black there, boss. Man, like, I don't know. Land something is what they have to have here. So they have land. Attack them with both. Yep. Now any spell they play just doesn't matter. They just lose life. Like, I mean, even Wrath of God here doesn't really save them because we just get to escape our Kroxa again with double Stitcher Supplier. Yep. Okay. Alright, so that game played out a lot better than the first one. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't really think we want anything else. Like, we want discard, we want, yeah, like, I don't, maybe we want to make them sacrifice one of their enchantments. I don't know. I think Go Blank is better. We just want to be able to destroy their hand. If they don't have a hand, they can't beat us. Like, so. Yeah, I think this hand's worth keeping. Probably should have led on the castle there. This is Vanishing Verse. It probably doesn't work out for me that well, but we're still getting a card out of their hand. Okay, that's fine. Alright, well, maybe we get lucky and they brick on another land. Unless it's an exile removal spell. Playing a removal spell here in response makes no sense. They discard Detention Sphere. Please brick. Didn't think we could get that lucky. Treacherous Blessing, okay. Yeah, I think we want to have the choice here. So, literally don't care about the Oath of Kaya. Alright. Oath of Kaya is irrelevant to us. I'm curious to see what they discard here. Swift and a Murderous Rider are the same card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They discard Fatal Push, okay. Discard a Claim to Fame. I mean, I don't know if our opponent is aware, but hitting a land there would have been ideal. Alright, what did you get rid of? Oath of Kaya. So they have Portable Hole and an Unknown in their hand. Okay. Take Claim to Fame, okay. They have Portable Hole and an Unknown. Probably going to put Yorion into their hand. Yorion, Portable Hole, 1. So now they get to pick what they want to get rid of. They pitch a Thoughtseize. Okay. Yep, that's fine. So we go to 14. They have Yorion and an unknown. So we get to make them get rid of their hand here, which is pretty solid for us. And I think we have to sacrifice our Croxa here because it wasn't escaped. We Dreadbore this. Alright, now we're both playing off the top. And we can put Luris into our hand next turn, so... Alright, that's not bad. Because they get to put Treacherous Blessing on top. Which I think is what they've done the other two games, so I imagine is what they'll do this game. Okay, so they're going to slam the Rest in Peace, which is fine. Now we get to change this to our Exiles so we can see what has been played. It's a good rip. We're going to castle Lochthwain at the end of their turn. See if we can get something going. Alright, they draw a land. We draw a land, not great, but okay. Thoughtseize isn't exactly where we want to be, but they draw another land, which is good for us. I mean, yeah, like it's not great to just slam, like to lose our Croxa immediately to the Rest in Peace, but it's better than... Oh my gosh. He said GG's, is he going to concede? Alright. I mean, we weren't drawing anything great. Nope. You can hear the dogs barking in the background. There they are. Okay. Well, that makes us 4-1 now, so it's been a pretty good run through so far. So I think we have a win in for top 8 next round. Sorry about the dogs. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. 4-1, winning in. I'll see you next round. All right, here we go. So we're getting ready for round 6. I just did the math. There will be no 3-2s that get in. The 1 and 2, the 5-0s are guaranteed in no matter what happens. And then whoever wins the 4-1 matches will get in. So we're planning on winning in for top 8. Hopefully we can swing this around and finally top 8 one. I've got 16th at one, 14th at another, playing this Rakdos deck. So I mean, I've been all over it. I'm the 4-2 king. I'm hoping we can break that slump today and get a 5-1. We're on the draw. Okay. Kind of wish this hand had a Thought Seize, but we've got recursion on our threats, which allows us to bring him back. We have withdraw spell, removal spell, and supplier's gonna fill the yard, so we're gonna keep this. No companion for our opponent. Hinterland Harbor. Fatal Push, Thought Seize, Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay. Not sure what Hinterland Harbor means. Play Dreadhorde Arcanist, say go. So it's some kind of like counters company deck. They're playing, yeah, I don't know what they're playing blue for. Maybe they're playing like Stub. Spell Queller. Maybe this is Bant Company. Okay. This means the coast is clear. Actually, okay, taking 3, going to 15 here. We're actually going to Thought Seize them here so that I can see what they're working with because we have a Fatal Push in our hand. Feels like we made the right decision there. Now we're going to say go. Temple Garden. Hopefully they didn't draw Spell Queller. I don't even know if they're running Spell Queller, but I mean, like just to make sure that we know exactly what we're up against here. And we have access to Kroxa next turn, so okay. It's a pretty good draw, honestly. Alright, and then crash in for a bunch and pass. Archon and a land. Okay, plays a land. Land, 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 land. supplier. They get to block 1 and take 1. They go to 4, and then we have Village Rights during our turn. It may not even be worth it, honestly. Alright, so we get game 1 against what appears to be Bant Compnay. So, you definitely want Dreadbore. Get rid of these 6 cards. We definitely don't want Duress, and I think we definitely don't want Go Blank. Maybe it's better to do it that way. Yeah, let's try it like that, where we leave 2 Thought Seizes in on the draw. Now, don't get me wrong, they will be bad off the top, but it gives us some kind of counterplay to being able to take a Collected Company or do something like that. This hand is really good. We really need to draw like a Blood Crypt or a Dragon Skull Summit. Dragon Skull Summit would be the preferred draw here. They are on 6, so they don't have a turn 1 play, which is good for us. Alright, we're going to run out the supplier. Mountain would have been a good one. And now we're going to pass and see what they do. We'll probably cast the Village Rights here. Combat on your turn. If you have a full party, choose hexproof creatures you control, gain that ability until end of turn. Start picking their hand apart. They discard another land, so I think the last card they have is Company. I mean, just what it feels like off the top of my head. Scavenging Ooze is a good one. They're going to go ahead and eat our Croxa here. I'm just gonna say go here, and if they start attacking with a Scooze here, then we're gonna with the Scavenging Ooze, then we're just gonna block. They'll probably just keep chipping in for 3 though, I imagine. We're gonna attack for 2 here. See what they do. Put Lurrus into our hand and say go. It's like they probably have something to do into turn, I imagine. Oh, they're just gonna eat stuff. Which is fine because next turn we can go Croxa, play Croxa. So. Right, red, black, and then another red source. Deputy of Detention's a pretty good one. I have to admit I wasn't ready for that. Alright, so we're gonna get the last two we're gonna get the last two cards out of their hand. Okay. Land. Magma spray. Keep the fatal push in the village rights. Let's see if they discard collected company here. Yeah, it felt like they were hanging on to a collected company, so they are playing off the top. So hopefully it's not a removal spell, because if it is, we're dead. Like, I guess Skyclave Apparition doesn't do it because they don't have double white. But I know the Deputy of Detention does do it. Yep, that's pretty smart because I have to block the Scoos here, even though I'd like to block the Deputy of Detention. And they're just gonna eat our cards here. I mean, it makes sense. Like, that's a good play. Okay. Well, this pans out for us a little bit because we are able to block and gain some life with the Luris here. I mean, the flying, like, there's nothing we can really do about the Linvala. Like, what, the Luminarch Aspirant, that guy wins the game off the top. There's nothing I can do about that. It's like, I think they're in a spot where they have to consider whether they can attack or not here, honestly. Like, because if they attack with both things, I'm going to throw everything in front of that Deputy of Detention. I could be wrong, but this feels like we're in a good spot here. It feels like our opponent's just bricked too many times here. Yep. Yep. They have 3 blockers, we have 4 attackers. All right. Woo! We did it. We broke the curse. Makes us 5-1, and that's going to put us in top 8. Cool. I'm going to change this to top 8. All right. I have to slide this over. It's not in the frame, but all right. Well, cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited. I've played this deck so many times and fell short that I didn't honestly expect this to happen today. But it's cool. It's a good turnout. I'm happy for it. All right. Well, that was the end of the Swiss. When we come back, we'll be back for top 8. All right. Top 8's about to start here. We are playing against Venerable Lamasu. I have no idea what they're playing or what they're on, but that's who we get round 1, and we do have to be on the draw, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Oh, I guess we didn't have to be on the draw. It was still a roll. I didn't know that's how it worked on Moto. We are gonna have to mulligan this. Like 6 lands is just too many. Our opponent mulligans too, so that helps out a little bit. This hand's good. We're gonna put the mountain back. I want as many spells as possible. There's 24 lands in the deck, so Sacred Foundry tapped. Okay. We're gonna take quite a bit here to start off the game to see what they're playing. I guess we are taking Magma Spray so that we can. Yeah, we're gonna take Magma Spray so we can get value off Croxa, so they can't just Magma Spray our Croxa. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Plays Glacial Fortress. Let's go. See what they discard here. They discard Castle Ardenvale. It's possible. I was like they have another land in their hand, and if not, then we're gonna play Croaks here and see what they do. Probably gonna absorb it, which is fine. I'm okay with that because then we're going to slam the Sister Supplier and say go, which means a land off the top allows us to play Croxa. All right. Scorching Dragonfire. And they're going to cast it. All right, so we've opened ourselves up to, like, land allows us to play Croxa. Oh, too far. That's not what I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have to get rid of our other Croxa, unfortunately, but we do leave them with 1 card in hand. So, and as long as they don't like exile it here in some way, we are able to Supreme Verdict, sure. All right, get our Luris, say go. Jeskai Control. Okay. I mean, we might be walking into a counterspell here, but we don't really have an option. Now this is a pretty sweet play for us if Croxa resolves here. Okay. We're going to cast a Village Rites with the Croxa sack trigger on the stack. Okay. That's good because it gives us play around with, we have push, their token, and then we have a lot of Dragonfire. Okay. Thoughtseize. Portable hole. Okay. Target player discards a card. Return target creature card from a graveyard to your hand. Target player discards a card. Return Kroxa, make them discard. Hopefully they didn't draw like an absorb. It's just a land, so okay. Well, if I do that, I won't be able to. Needle Spires? Okay. Yep. Yep. Alright, we're just trying to get the game over with, and we can Fatal Push the Needle Spires next turn if that's their plan, so. Alright, they concede. Alright, so we want K Command. We want Go Blank. Dreadbore is definitely better than Fatal Push, I'll say that. Well, I mean, they might have sharks that we need to interact with, so maybe having one isn't that bad. They probably have Rest in Peace they're going to bring in, honestly, or something like that. So we'll try it like this and see what happens. We don't really have any, like, yeah, this is a mulligan. Sand feels a lot better. Keep this and put that on the bottom. Lead on Fabled Passage Swamp. Now, unfortunately, we don't get to Thoughtseize on turn 1, but let's cast it. And then, if they censor it or something here, then that's fine. Okay. And we're going to say go here. Now, they have 5 cards in hand, and they're all lands. They might cycle their Shark Typhoon here to just try and hit a land. Yep. Which, I mean, is fine. Like, we're going to say go. We get in the swamp here. And then we can go Blink and Thoughtseize in the same turn. Fetch. Get a swamp. We're going to Thoughtseize to clear the way. And then they can discard whatever they want here. Portable. So they have a portable hole and an unknown in hand. I mean, let's get busy. They're in there for a reason. Like, let's do it. It was like, are you really about to portable hole my goblin? I was like, cool. Village rights? Don't have absorb? Alright. Well, that's okay. I mean, honestly, because we still have lures to do anything with, so... Attack for 1. Croxa, make our opponent discard their card. They discard portable hole during their draw step. We're going to K command. They discard. Play Stitcher Supplier to see if we can hit more things like that that we don't want. No, we don't. We don't care to exile, den, land. You know, the funny part is Supreme Verdict's not even really that great for them here. All right, we get a concession. Well. Oh. This wasn't top 8. I was completely wrong. So that makes us 6-1. I'm glad I didn't think about it too much because that I might have played poorly. I thought at 69 players we were only playing 6 rounds, but we were playing 7. Okay, well, 6-1 guarantees me top 8. So, all right, well, there was a misunderstanding there that entire match, but let's look at the prizes really quick. What do I get 10 Magic Online Championship qualifier points. I don't really know what that's for. And then I get 450 play points and 25 treasure chest boosters. All right. I mean, we'd like to get first, but okay. Well, I think that's the last round before top 8. So, all right. Well, when we come back, we'll hopefully be playing top 8. Thanks for hanging out. Alrighty. So here we go. We're starting round 8, which is officially top 8. I'm playing against Mogged. I don't know who that is, and I don't know what they're playing, but I'm hoping that I get to be on the play and that there's no dice roll, that it just lets me be on the play, but we'll see. I don't know how Moto works. So nope, you still roll dice, even in top 8. That's weird. I mean, I guess Moto doesn't really have like a way to like see like what's going on kind of thing. I think this hand's good enough. We have Stitcher Supplier into Dreadhorde Arcanist, or we have Fatal Push on turn 1. My opponent doesn't have a companion, but I don't know. This seems like a pretty solid hand. We're going to keep this and see what happens. Ooh, Lair of the Hydra. So there's a high chance they are playing like Stompy or something. Planeswalkers. Skoos, okay. probably hear the dogs barking in the background. I imagine somebody's home. Another scavenging ooze, okay. So we're gonna fatal push both of these, which is a pretty good start. Now I'd like to be able to play a Croxa here, but our Dragon Skull Summit comes into play tap, so we're gonna have to settle for that. Now the good news is that if we hit an untapped land, we have Croxa and Pyromancer, so alright, so they're stuck on lands, which I realized that last turn, but the bigger deal now that they don't have anything to do. Wonder what they're gonna discard here. I'd really like to be able to play my other Croxa. Discard Steel Leaf Champion. Okay. I mean, our best hope here is that they just continue to miss lands and just don't play anything. All right, so they decided to concede after that. Not that I super blame them, but all right. Etherborn's good. Magma Spray can be good. Dreadbore. This feels like a go blank. Duress seems terrible. Gonna be honest, I don't really like the idea of K Command. And then cut a couple Thought Seizes because we're on the draw. Yeah, I don't really like K Command in this matchup. Fatal Push and Dreadbore are probably our best cards in the matchup. So. Oh, there's a scrim waiting to happen. I might do that after this. Well, our opponent hasn't even picked whether they're playing first or not, so I imagine they're doing something else right now. Well, guess we're just kind of hanging out, waiting until they decide that they're going to do something. All right, here we go. I think this hand's pretty good. All right, Fatal Push that. So at least one of those Den of the Bugbears is going to come into play tapped. Oh boy. Well, I guess we're gonna take Steel Leaf Champion. We can kind of beat everything else. I still stand by Fatal pushing the Elvish Mystic. Okay. Interesting. Drew Nykthos. So they're gonna do that and play their other Scavenging Ooze, okay. See what they decide to discard. Because they have Steel Leaf and Yorvo. I was like, hopefully we draw some removal spells, but it appears not, which is okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. They're gonna eat our Kroxa for sure. Okay. I mean, they're just trying to end the game, and I can't blame them. Like, so they discard their other. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try and. Man. So they're just gonna eat their creatures and we're gonna die? Okay, well, that's a sad game. We have lots of removal. Like, we have quite a few things we could have done there. I don't know, that's kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna run it back. And just we're on the play this time, so I guess we'll try this. Then we have Den of the Bugbear and Pyromancer on turn 2. And they're gonna have a guy. So play Pyromancer, say go. Okay. Yorvo, alright. Let's play offense. Let's go get them. Okay. Make another body. Okay. Okay. Make all the bodies we can, I guess. We're just trying to get in the way. Probably just gonna sack an elf, yeah. Well, okay. Okay. We'll take 4, go to 14. Okay. Thoughtseize is not what we want. Be nice to draw more than one creature. Like, or draw, like, more removal. Well, it's looking like we might be losing in the first round of top 8 here, but yeah, our opponent's drawing like straight gas. Like our opponent hasn't missed a single draw step in any of our games. Like the first game they missed on lands, and now like the last 2 games they've hit gas just straight through and through. Like we haven't had a Croxa to put into play. We haven't been able to use half of our spells. Should be at 2 or 5. Okay. I mean, I don't even know what gets us out of this game. Like he's gonna eat our Pyromancer here. Yeah, I was like because he knows that Lurrus is dead. Like we have a claim to fame that we've been staring at all game, and it's gonna cause us to lose. We haven't, yeah, we haven't drawn anything to do like proactively. So, all right, that sucks. It's a pretty crappy way to lose. Like as soon as you get to top 8, because like we drew 1 removal spell, or I'm sorry, I guess we drew 2 removal spells. Yeah, we had 2 removal spells, and then we had 2 cards like Thoughtseize late game that we didn't do anything with. Like, and I think that keeping 2 in is correct. And then we had a claim to fame that we never did anything with because we never drew anything to do it with. Like, we never had a Croxa, we never had an Arcanist. Like, we never had anything there to really get going. So, it's a little unfortunate, but it's we broke the curse. We made top 8. So, yeah, today's Pioneer Challenge was pretty good. I enjoyed the list. I think the way it's set up is honestly pretty good. Like I really like the way it felt. Like 24 lands at times was definitely too much. Um, should probably be playing a 23rd land, honestly. And the only thing that I don't understand is like what is this card for? Like for Rika's Libation? Like I don't. I don't understand what you want that card for. I don't know. It feels very medium to me. I don't know. It feels like that could definitely be something else. But yeah, over had a pretty decent turnout. So if you came by and well, never mind. I wasn't streaming this, but yeah, it put it up on YouTube. And thanks for watching.